Welcome to the Joe Monroe Show. Now, here's your host, Joe Monroe.
Hello, pro wrestling friends, family, and fans. How are you all doing tonight? I know last night I said we wasn't going to do another episode tonight, but I decided, especially since what happened Sunday and a few weeks ago, I had to have my buddy JD on from Mayhem Media back on because not only are we going to try to do like a little re-interview, but he's also got us some special announcements. But before we get and bring my friend on just a few moments, let me go ahead and we're going to shout out some sponsors real quick. And first and foremost for the sponsors, we have none other than Phenomenal Finds ATL. If you're looking for anything retro, whether it be professional wrestling, Star Trek, Star Wars, no matter what it is, heck, even Marvel now, you can check out Phenomenal Finds at phenomenalfindsatl.com. We also want to thank and shout out our partners and sponsors, Triple Crown Wrestling and Ultimate Championship Wrestling, as they are bringing back professional wrestling as it should be, as well as Les Murphy Painting. If you're having any trouble out of your painting needs, whether it be inside, outside, whatever the case, contact Les Murphy at 734-334-3702. And also, I just want to give a special shout out to our little show we got going on here. JD is part of it, especially first episode. We have the No Sale Roundtable. First episode is now up on all of our social media platforms, YouTube and Spotify. So go definitely check that out. It's JD, myself, a few of our podcast friends. We're probably going to do that once a month for you all because, hey, you all enjoyed it and asked a lot of questions. But enough of me rambling, like Rambling Rabbit. Let me go ahead and bring on my best friend, my good friend from Pennsylvania, none other than the founder, host of Mayhem Media, JD. JD, what's going on, man?
Hey, Joe Monroe. Good to be back.
Good back. Oh, hey, look, another friend of ours just put in, and
Yeah,
Connor, how you doing, buddy?
Connor Clarkson. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about him a little bit later on with some special announcements.
Oh, I got a special announcement including him as well. So,
yes, I know you don't know that. I gave you very little information on it. So, I mean, it is available on our page and stuff. But it's when I gave you the screens and stuff, I did not the visuals. I did not give you any kind of more info than that.
Right. Sorry, JD. I'm sharing around to different groups here.
Dude, absolutely. I can vamp for you for a second if you want. I was doing that during your opening. So, please check out Mayhem Media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. You can also follow us on Twitter or X, JD at Mayhem Prez. We're going to be getting that the Twitter going again. And there's another Mayhem employee in the comments right there. So that's two. So Mayhem's bringing the viewership to you, Joe Monroe.
Hello, Nicholas. How you doing, my friend? You know what? We may I may or may not have a special announcement, including Mayhem Media, here in just a little bit. But
there's another one. Hey, I can't help it, man. They're coming out. I gave them all the word.
What's up, Frankie? What's going on?
I'm gonna be pushing it.
Oh yeah, and I just tagged all my followers here. Man,
you ran hard tonight.
Well, I think you scared a troll away, especially with the little photo that Crander made us.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about the clown tonight. So, but
safety first, then teamwork. Crander Q, Friends of the Squared Circle, shout out.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. All right, so we left off. I know a lot of people who are keeping up with the Podcasters Appreciation Month knows that we did Mayhem Media about a week or so ago. But we kept getting interrupted and making fun of a troll called, I ain't going to give his name out, Dustin Diamond, we'll just say that. And we couldn't really get focused because I think JD was having such a good time squashing this kid because it was funny. Crander Q, you say. Hello, Crander. How you doing, buddy?
Shout out Crander Q.
Nicholas says I eat trolls for breakfast. Well, apparently so does JD.
That's why he's Nicholas is my executive producer for Mayhem Media. That's why he's here watching. So that's how he knew about it. And unless you have objection, man, let me just announce the show now because we got at least two of the hosts joining us. But this Saturday, starting this Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, will be our new show from Mayhem Media called Into the Barricade. And it will feature the last outlaw, Saul Good, the one and only Hard Pause, Connor Clarkson, and Frankie Corleone. And they're going to have a little roundtable discussion every 2 weeks. It looks like it's going to focus on WWE mostly, but they'll probably get in a little bit of maybe TNA and AEW as well. It's going to be a great show. Those three guys are amazing together, and it's going to be a great show. And I'm very happy that Mayhem is expanding, and we're happy. And I'm happy to have more content producers and a brand new show. It's great.
Wow, and Crander Q's still trying to take over the Joe Monroe show, apparently. No, Crander, no. Even though you do help me out a lot. No.
Crander, Crander, your own show's waiting for you, buddy, on Mayhem. In fact, I got a corner office and a shiny new title for you. All you have to do is say yes. Be careful, Joe Monroe. Be careful. Joe Monroe's going to beat you to the punch.
The hard pause will be there. Yes.
Yep. On this Saturday, that's when Into the Barricade makes its debut, and that'll be every 2 weeks on Saturday night following this Saturday.
Let's see, and such synergy there. Can't wait for the show. It seems like there's a lot of synergy there because you were telling me off camera that the connection between those folks were like, you're like, I'm just gonna let y'all do it. I'm taking a step back.
Yeah, really, I don't. I mean, really, after today, Frankie, if he's still watching, Frankie basically pushed me off the some of the video editing and the stuff that I was doing for the show. He's like, "Yo, dude, I got this," and I'm like, "Dude, go ahead, man. And the more they can do for the show themselves, the more it frees me up to be able to promote their new show like this. Like, I mean, honestly, if Frankie hadn't have been like, "Yo, let me just do this," I probably wouldn't have been able to come on your show tonight. It's because he was like, "Yo, I'll handle it." And I was like, okay, good. Then I'll have time. I'll go on the Joe Monroe show and I'll push the brand and the new show hard.
Yeah. And Connor Clark says, yeah, the connection is wild. And since then we ain't looking back, bro. That's the spirit to have right there.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let me shout out something. Connor, should we tell the people what we were discussing just a few days ago? Should we tell them the special announcement that we have the first Sunday of May?
Yeah, I think you should. I mean, I think you should.
Should we?
I think so.
You think so?
I think Connor was the one vote for me to share out this promo that I made, or if I should wait another day or two. So yeah, there it is.
All right, yeah, do it, bro. Okay, so very special announcement. The first Sunday in May, which is going to be May the 5th, which is a day after Star Wars Day, everybody. May the 4th be with you ahead of time. May the 5th, we will have my very first international guest, Connor Clark, on the show. And we're going to have a good time because I can already tell me and Connor get along pretty well. Let's see. Joe, you should come to the dark side. We have cookies. You know, Crander Q said the same thing about Friends of the Squared Circle.
Mayhem Media, buddy.
If you have Pop-Tarts, we might.
Joe, I will have a whole box of Pop-Tarts delivered to you daily.
My son would greatly appreciate that because that's all the kid eats.
Well, there it is. Then we're going to be doing a shirt exchange, so you'll already have a shirt. So once you finally accept my offer, I'll send you a box of Pop-Tarts for your son.
I'm not giving anyone cookies. Come on, Crander, share around, my friend.
See, that's why. See, Crander, that's why he's going to join Mayhem, though. That's why, because we have cookies, and we have Pop-Tarts, we have popcorn, we have whatever it is that you want, because we're growing a company and we're looking to expand.
Yeah, and not to mention, Mayhem Media, you all do not. We discussed it last time. You all do not just talk about professional wrestling. You talk about films, TV shows. You had Janie Prada on just talking about Star Trek, which. It's funny because where's it at? I thought I had it. Are you kidding me? Did I lose it? Hold that thought.
All right, no problem. Yeah, and make sure you check out that episode with Jana Pride, the Star Trek episode. That's a great episode. And we had her on a previous episode, the Planet of the Apes episode. She was on also. That's another great episode. So Mayhem Media has really been coming out with a lot of great content. All of them have been live episodes. So make sure you tune into us, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you know when we're going to go live or when we when we have a live episode coming up. We've been trying to announce our live episodes with a little bit more warning. And so, yes, they are all great episodes.
Beat me up,
My
Scotty.
producer,
Jeez
Ms.
Louise.
Pa, is commenting.
Okay, I'm here. Starfleet.
Next one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I just had this found it the other day.
We can absolutely do another Star Trek episode and have you on.
Well, I've been trying to catch up with next. I said on the show, Next Generation was my favorite out of all of them. So, been kind of starting watching Picard.
Yeah, I like Picard. I like a lot of the new series. I think that's probably what our next episode will be. I think Jaina and I want to try and do one on the newer series for the next Star Trek episode.
So yeah, this
is there's Mike D.
Mike D, the man from the three, or should I say, the king of the 313, as we dubbed him on the most of, I guess.
Another potential recruit, right? Another potential recruit right there. See, I'm everywhere, man. I mean, you got three Mayhem Media guys watching your episode. You're a potential Mayhem Media guy. We're still in talks a little bit. And Mike D, I'm trying to pitch him again.
Where does this come from? Wow, this is actually the 2009 Kellogg's shirt that came out.
Oh, nice.
Well, that might be worth some money. I don't know. I may not put that on again. I may put it up. I'm kidding. I want to know JD's 5 dream matches for Sting current guys only. Ooh, that's a good question.
Ooh, can I
questions?
Can I make the first one? I'm sorry, I would have to pick the first one. It would have to be Sting and Taker, and I'm going to throw that one in there just because Taker just retired not long before Sting did. But I think, but it would have to have been done long ago when they were like during Sting's first WWE run. It would have had to have at least been done then. So I don't think that can be done now.
I would teach you how to master the art of hard pause. Yeah, well, I was trying to do something really creative, and it didn't quite work out because I hit my head on the table. I was going to act like I was getting beamed up, so that didn't really work out too
well. Okay, good. Let's see.
LOL.
Another dream match for him. Current guys only. I mean, it kind of a Triple H and Sting, I think, was a really great match. I know it already happened, so it's not really a dream match. We already got to see it, but I really think that was a great match, and I loved how they brought DX and NWO at odds with each other at the end of that. So, that was a dream match that we actually got to see, I think. I'd love to see Sting, if he could still go this long, I'd love to see Sting and Jericho in an Iron Man match.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Sting and Jericho in an Iron Man match. I think that would be something. And honestly, you know what else? I'm going to throw this one out there. This is going to be a unique one. I wouldn't mind because Sting and Darby are kind of they got a little bit of a big guy, little guy feel, a little bit. So Sting versus LA Knight is a great. Yeah, that's not bad. Sting versus Miz. Miz would definitely be, I think, a good one that would go with him. My problem with LA Knight, Connor, is that I think Sting, if we're talking about Sting in his prime versus LA Knight, then that's fine. I think that would work. That would work great. But Sting now against LA Knight now, no, I don't know that LA Knight could carry that. I think Miz's comedic side would add a unique something to a Sting Miz match, but I don't know that LA Knight could just carry Sting. Not that Sting needs to be carried, but he's 60 some years old. He does need to have a certain type of match. Certain things need to happen. So, which is why I think the Young Bucks did a great job in his final match.
Yeah. See. Oh, we got another comment here. JD, you took the words out of my mouth. Sting versus Jericho.
Yeah, I think they would really have a really great Iron Man match.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my last pick, the unique one, because I think Sting and Darby have a kind of a big guy, little bit of a feel, right? Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't mind seeing Sting and Darby Allin against Kane and X-Pac.
Here's the rest. Oh God. Well, we have our hill of the night.
Sting versus Darby, Mizpah. I don't know about Sting versus Darby. I kind of thought maybe that's a way that their thing could have went, but I don't think that's what either of them wanted. They didn't want to go against each other in the ring. And I think I think Sting went out the way he wanted to. I think it was perfect. And I got, we've already discussed that at length at times.
LA Knight. Oh, come on.
I mean, he's not, I don't know, where is he in the greatest? I don't know how far up the list he is, but he's not terrible.
No, good note.
He's
There's
got
other people.
Yeah, he's got a good presence.
That's on the overrated list than LA Knight. What's wrong with you, Grander?
CM Punk. Excuse me. Sorry. I had a little sneeze there.
CM Punk? Where?
Well, no, I sneezed, didn't you? No, I wasn't bringing up him.
CM Punk? I'm kidding, JD. I'm kidding.
Hey, I'm trying not to go on a rant. All right.
All right. Well, I am a big avid of media.
We can barely hear a word you're saying, Joe, so you should just hold on until you're facing the mic. Sting and Orange Cassidy, that would be interesting. Sting and Orange Cassidy. Maybe. I mean, Orange Cassidy has got a real. I'm sorry, Ms. Pye, you didn't really get a chance to see Orange Cassidy's style. I don't know that would go as well with Sting. I'm not saying that they couldn't have a great match, but Orange Cassidy's got such a unique style about him. I love. Orange Cassidy, one of my favorite wrestlers right now, I would say. No, we're not moving in on Punk. We're not going into Punk today.
JD, if you spend the day with the Stinger's money, no option, what are you doing?
With the Stinger's monies, if I had like millions of dollars, is what you're asking me. I would buy myself a vehicle that I could drive again because they are expensive, and I would put the rest into a home, probably a house, so that my mom would never ever have to move again. I would buy my mom a house. I would get myself a studio because I don't have a problem with living with my mom. If that would be fine. In fact, it might be better if I did. So, and then a studio. The rest of the money would go into Mayhem Media and my sister show, the Boiling Point Podcast. So I buy myself a vehicle, my mom a house, myself a studio, and everything else would go into the company.
Mike D from Wrestling of the 313 says Sting versus Seth Rollins too.
Mike D, listen, I think Seth Rollins is a really great wrestler and stuff, and I get that he didn't intentionally hurt Sting. Of course he didn't. I know how bad he felt afterwards, but I think that he should have been a little safer with Sting. And I know a lot of people are gonna have a problem with that. Like, oh well, if you can't go, you shouldn't be in the ring. But I mean, some of the guys, as they get older, they need to handle things. They need to do things a little different. And I don't know that I don't think Seth Rollins protected him very good in that.
Connor Clark said Sting versus Finn Balor.
Maybe
could be interesting.
I mean,
that'd be another one Sting in his prime, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you want to put a dream stable together. How about Sting in his prime, Darby Allin, Finn Balor, and let's go back to some WCW old school days, Vampiro. Ooh. Let's see that as a 4-man stable.
We'll get on Vampiro in a minute. We'll talk about him in just a second. Let's see. Don't forget to buy a Joe Monroe shirt. Yes, please don't forget to buy a Joe Monroe Show shirt. JD is going to get his pretty soon. In return, I am getting a Mayhem Media shirt. Yeah. Can I do a little special announcement here?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so special announcement. I think I can announce it here. I don't think Appalachian Mountain Wrestling would care. So AMW, they are having Weekend of Champions at the Berthoud County High School in Jackson, Kentucky, Saturday night, May 11th. Not only will I be there setting up a table, but the former Intercontinental World Champion Ricky the Dragon Steamboat will be there. So that's going to be great. If you guys want to get there, come on out. It's going to be a great time. I was fortunate enough, they asked me if I would like to set up a table to represent the show, and I said absolutely. So nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's a special announcement. I was waiting on a good day. I got confirmation that the check cleared, so I can say it.
Good. Nice, man. Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So
get out there and spread the word.
Yeah, definitely. But you said something about Vampiro earlier. What's your thoughts on Vampiro? Do you think that well, I hate to say it this time of year this time in the decade with WCW 2000, but I have to say Vampiro was, I would have to say, one of the what? Why did Exile leave? She got released?
I didn't know.
I didn't know that either. That's news to me, Frankie.
Yeah, man, didn't know.
We'll have to check into that, and we'll probably talk about it on the No Sale Roundtable or something.
Yeah.
That's definitely something we'll check out then. Yep. Thank you, Nicholas. Wow, that's we'll have to look into that.
Yeah. Well,
Let's
that's
see.
not surprising.
And Jinder Mahal, I know that one because they're making big stink about it. So did Jinder Stable did too. You know, I got nothing against Jinder Mahal. Nothing. I like the modern day Maharaja. I like him. I think he's a good talent. For WWE, probably not. Injuries and start and stop bookings. Okay, that's what happened. Yeah, that'll kill any wrestling career. And whoa, they let go of Cameron Grimes.
I mean, the new era starting. Some people may not be able to make the cut or don't want to stay anymore.
Well, he'll probably go back to the independent scene because he was doing really well before going to NXT on the independents. So that's probably where Cameron Grimes will go.
Yeah. Did you remember what you were asking me before that?
Yeah, sorry.
No, good. That's all good, man.
Vampiro.
Oh, yeah.
You know, WCW 2000 wasn't really the greatest year for that company. In fact, I think it was the final blow for them. Do you think that Vampiro was one of those wrestlers that was kind of like, okay, this is about the only reason I watch it type deals, or no?
What do you mean?
Like, so, you know, they had ridiculous storylines in WCW 2000.
Yeah. Yes.
But they had some great talents there. Like, you know, people can laugh at me. I think Scott Steiner was doing great there, especially with his kind of like the Roid Rage character they had going for him. I like that Scott Steiner. But Vampiro, do you think he's kind of overrated during that time, or do you think he's kind of underappreciated? Because as someone who grew up watching WCW, he was one of those characters, and it's probably just me liking the creepy gothic characters of wrestling. That's what I like. But do you think he's one of those underrated or overrated?
I think he had a good gimmick. I would have liked to have seen him and Sting.
Yes, it was, Frankie. Yes, it was.
I'd like to I liked Vampiro and Sting when they got together and they started tagging a little bit. I would have liked to have seen where that went a little bit more. And I liked the storyline when they feuded, after the reset or whatever, and it was the New Blood against the Millionaires Club. I liked the feud that they had together. I wish that would have been, I think if both of those angles were done correctly, I think they could have been really amazing for both. Sting didn't need it. He already was going to have the next 20 years for him was going to be great no matter what. Right. But Hero, I think, could have benefited if that angle with Sting, both the time he spent tagging with him and then the time they spent against each other, if that story was told a little bit better, then I think it could have really boosted Vampiro in the eyes of a lot of people. Based on what happened after, and the fact that I don't know if he was ever with WWE, maybe briefly, and not everybody can work with WWE. I think he was good. I think he's one of those lost guys, and whether or not he ended up becoming lost because of his own personal decisions after WCW, ran into the ground, or if it was just that's the way the business goes sometimes. I'm not sure because I don't know much about Vampiro personally. So, but I think he had a good gimmick. I think he had a good gimmick. He had very unique face paint. I think his finisher only works against little guys, that nail in the coffin, like the gorilla press slam into the sit down. I think that only works for little guys. I don't think he's going to be able to do that. I don't even know that he could do that against like a Scott Hall type person. So I think he needed some tweaks to his moveset, but I think he had a good look. I think he could have had a good character.
You know who he kind of reminded me of? Like a villain. Like a villain from a children's show.
Yeah.
That had teenagers with attitudes. And
he should have been on Buffy.
Well, oh
Vampire
yeah,
Slayer.
Buffy would have been great, but I'm talking about another TV show.
Oh, okay.
TV show that I think we should discuss on Sunday with a few of our friends.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
do you
yeah.
want to
You're
go?
talking about this Sunday. Yeah, you're talking about this Sunday. In addition to this Saturday night when we have Into the Barricade starting up, but then Sunday night we have another live episode on Mayhem Media. Joe Monroe is going to be on it, and Jaina Pride is going to be on it, and Crander Q is going to be on it. And it's going to be about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, that's going to be great. That is going to be excellent.
It is. It's going to be a real good one.
Yeah,
A full round table.
Wow, yeah, that's another round table there, the Ranger table or something. I don't know. We'll call it. We'll nickname it something.
Yeah. Russo was the worst. I don't like him. I don't respect his opinion in wrestling at all. I think after he went to WCW, you saw how heavily filtered his ideas were through Vince McMahon.
Bro, let me tell you something, bro. Come on.
Does NWO still have this impact it did with Sting versus Hulk Hogan? I don't know if you're asking about the match between them or.
I'm confused by that question.
I don't know exactly what you're asking. I think NWO, I think the whole NWO angle and storyline and the deals that some of the members of the NWO were given completely changed wrestling. And I think it changed it for the better.
Yeah, I think they should have limited the group number though with the NWO. That's my only problem. They should limit.
Well, apparently the goal was eventually to split off their own show, and NWO was supposed to have its own weekly show, and it was going to be a roster split. It was actually a roster split before the concept anybody even possibly considered anything like that. And actually, it turned out it was the. Do you remember the episode? And viewers, maybe you guys might remember this too. The episode where the NWO literally tore down the WCW set.
Oh yeah,
and put up their own NWO stuff. Well, apparently during. Go ahead.
Sir. Oh, that was the famous Hulk Hogan spitting on the Monday Night Nitro block that was on the announcer's table.
Yeah. Apparently during that segment, their viewership dropped. I'm going to get to that in a second, Craig. That's a great question. I'll get to that in a second. But apparently during that segment, the viewership dropped. And apparently that was enough for them to be like, yo, we're not doing that now because the viewership dropped. What they failed to realize is they literally, because I just recently rewatched that episode. I was watching through some of the WCW Monday Night stuff. And that whole thing took like 30 minutes for them to tear down the set and put up the NWO set. There was nothing happening. There were no announcers. It was just cameras of them tearing down the set and putting up a new set. Of course, people turn that crap off. People
10 minutes.
Yeah, it was
10 minutes at max would have been good.
Yeah, I don't even think you needed that much. I don't even think you didn't even need to tear down the set and put up a new set. That was the wrong way to go about testing to see, hey, would people watch an NWO show? Well, they're not going to watch you tear down the WCW set and attempt to put up a new set in its place. That's what they're not going to do. So right. I think that whole thing was bumbled. And I think they should have changed Saturday night to the NWO. I think they should have given the WCW Saturday night to the NWO, and I think that could have made it a little bit different.
Thunder.
And what was Friends Craner Q's question? Would the NWO been as big with Sting, not Hogan? Listen, the NWO would have been different with Sting and not Hogan. That much I'll say, because there was a lot of backstage politics. And one of the reasons why the NWO started falling apart and the split of the Wolfpack even happened is because Hulk Hogan had creative control over his stuff, and he didn't want to drop the belt to anybody. He didn't want to lose the belt clean to anybody at that time. So I think with Sting in the NWO, I think you would have seen more of a long-term brotherhood than you saw with Hulk Hogan. Because as soon as Hulk Hogan loses the belt for the first time, you see him, always, everybody bow down to Hogan. I'm still the best. I'm still the leader of the NWO. Even though Macho Man ends up becoming number one contender, Scott Hall ends up winning a World War III at one point and really doesn't get a fair shot at the title. So I think with Sting as the NWO, you would have had a completely different story to tell. I think it would have unfolded completely differently.
One of the best, two of the best WCW DVDs there are. Just saying.
Oh, the Clash of the Champions is all of the Clash of the Champions are excellent shows. They're all excellent. You can go back to number 1 and watch that, and you'll be satisfied.
So here's my question: Scott Hall. Let's talk about Scott Hall for just a second. I know we're supposed to be talking about Mayhem Media, but
no, I don't care, man. We can talk a little bit about wrestling too.
This is what gets us. Hogan killed the ending of the Sting. Yeah,
because he didn't want to put him over clean. Exactly. Yeah. I think even Bret Hart commented about how stupid that ending was. And did you guys, I don't know who knows this, but Starrcade, the largest WCW buy of any pay-per-view that they ever had.
Yep. And there was a lot of star power behind it, especially in the main event.
They had a stacked card at the time on that Starrcade, dude. Stacked.
Oh yeah. But with Scott Hall, he's one of those people. I know you said he didn't get his fair share of a title shot. And Bobby Richardson, B Rich is in the house. Hey, Bobby, he's my cousin. How you doing, Bobby? In my mind, this is just me. Scott Hall's one of those people. He didn't need a world title, but it would have been nice to see him with the world title. And I'll say this: I'll give top 5: Scott, Owen Hart. Who's somebody else? Piper, definitely Piper would have been somebody. These are people that didn't need it, but it would have been nice to see it.
I don't know that Hall didn't need it. I don't know that. I think that could have put Hall in a different stratosphere. Of course, it wasn't all WCW's doing that he didn't get a shot. He had some stuff that he was going through at that time too. So, there might have been more of a reason than the backstage being, completely in shambles, that the reason he didn't get the title shot. But I think it would have changed. I think it would have elevated him a little bit more.
It would have. But he, again, those main three right there. I'll have to think of some other two. I had 5, but concussion brain went blank on me there on the last 2. But those 3 mainly, those are some big names. And Bobby, we're doing good, man. I hope everybody's doing good at your way. But those 3 right there, especially someone like Piper. Piper, without Piper, I don't think there would have been. I hate to say it, I don't think there would have been a Hogan, nor would there have been a main event in WrestleMania.
No, and he should have. I mean, really, you could make the argument that he should have been the first one to beat Hogan at the Starrcade the previous year.
No, I agree.
Because he did actually. It was it was 2 years, or it was Halloween Havoc. He beat him for a non-title match. That's when Piper beat Hogan. It was at Halloween Havoc, I think maybe it was. He beat him in a non-title match. That was when I think that was when Piper locked himself in
Alcatraz,
and then sailed over, and then he arrived at the arena, and I think that was the match he won, but it was a non-title match. That's the only way Hogan would put him over clean, is if it wasn't for the title.
Politics, man, politics.
There's no place for that in wrestling anymore. One of the little bit of a problems I have with CM Punk, or with anybody who was like, no, I don't want to put this person over, or I don't want to let this person win clean, or anything like that. That day is dead.
Yeah, that's gone. And plus, another thing that kind of killed WCW was the politic, and was people who had way too much creative control, and it's not creative control, it's more legal creative control, I should say.
Yeah,
because legally Hogan can do that per his contract.
That's right. Yeah, they had him, Hall, and Nash all had creative control over what they would do and what they would not do. So yeah, that was a huge problem.
Right. Well, that was a good take on WCW. I was going on a WCW tangent.
yeah, that's all good. I was a WCW fan. I've never really been. I respect what WWE has. I respect their history. I respect that they own everything in all of professional wrestling, in the history of it. So, but I've never been a fan of their product. I've always been a WCW guy. Now that AEW is around, I'm an AEW fan. I've never been the biggest WWE fan. Not that I'm not a fan, just that I'm not the biggest fan. I prefer WCW or AEW to WWE.
Do you think WCW would work now if WWE brought it back?
No. WCW could never work again as a brand. It's dead. The WWE bought it. They had one chance to do the invasion angle. They did it terribly. It wasn't, again, not all their fault because of how many big named guys had 18 months where they could go sit at home. Sting was one of them. Hall, Nash, Luger, they all sat at home for 18 months and got paid to sit at home. Who would not choose to do that?
I always have to have career control just purely due to, yep.
That's different though. That's not different. The kind of creative control we're talking about, Connor. We're talking about like whether or not you would put someone over. Go ahead, Joe. I can vamp for a minute if you need to do whatever. I got you, buddy. All right. Mayhem Media Takeover of the Joe Monroe Show is happening now. I am the new host, JD, and some of my people are in the comments section, the one and only Connor Clarkson. Make sure you check out Into the Barricade this Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And check out our new show, Into the Barricade, with the last outlaw, Saul Good, the one and only Hard Paws, Connor Clarkson, and Frankie Corleone. You want to check that out. It's going to be every 2 weeks, and they're going to do a recap of WWE stuff and talk about some other wrestling stuff as well, AEW, maybe TNA. And, of course, Frankie Corleone is going to be putting on a video game segment. I'm sorry, Frankie, I can't remember what 2K, WWE 2K, I think it's the newer one, 23 maybe is what it is.
24 is the new
24. Okay, so WWE 2K24 he's going to be talking about that and doing some work with that. He's going to have a whole segment where he's going to feature some stuff with that, which is going to be great. And also look him up. He also streams his WWE 2K24. There it is, 2K24. And make sure you go check out his channels. Frankie, leave them in the comments, and then people can come and check out your channels. We'll give everybody a shout out here.
There was also a promotion that I'm currently wearing around that era, and that's the ECW. I'm happy you brought up 2K24 because next month, if you have the season pass and my pass, Joe should check his email. I definitely will, Frankie. But we will. What was I going? Oh yeah, next month. Let me give an exact date here. I should have been better prepared while I was on pause, but knowing me, I'm stupid and I should have done that. But next month we're going to have the Into the Barricade. Get us and let's kick this new series in the back. Yeah, definitely, 100%. I have no reason to believe that you guys will not do that.
Yeah,
I definitely.
They're gonna crush it, dude. They're just gonna crush it.
Yeah, there's no
and make
reason
sure it'll be live on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble, and our Rumble channel. Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. Go follow us. Go hit that subscribe button and help us grow our channels, especially our Rumble channel. We want our unique web address that we can get with Mayhem or with Rumble, but we need enough subscribers before we get it. So go subscribe to our Rumble channel.
So on May 15th, the ECW Punk Pack is going to be on. JD, I'll go ahead and get his name out of the way. First one, CM Punk. I know. But the rest is ECW alums, the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley, Sandman, and Terry Funk. And my faction content is ECW Paul Heyman manager card and superstar cards. So that's coming May 15th. And not to mention, RVD is still in their end game from last year. Last year was the Cena thing. So, people can now build their own. I like universe mode personally in 2K.
I mean, I've always played the universe. I've always liked to be general manager or like run a whole universe. Absolutely. Me and my buddy would create a whole universe. We'd create our own wrestlers. We'd create ourselves. In fact, Mayhem is that's where Mayhem actually originally started, was in wrestling games. We started, it was during the NWO. I started NWO Mayhem. It was my own faction of the New World Order. And we used the blue and black colors. And that's really where Mayhem originally got its initial start, was way back in the wrestling games, dude.
Let's see. Frankie says, # what's the status? Universe mode is all I play. Same. But now if you have the extra season pass and extra content for the DLC in May, you can now recreate ECW. You may have to go to community creations, which honestly, half the time, a lot of the community creations are better than some of the actual wrestlers that are in game. So yeah, that's going to be cool. Let's see, Frankie, what are you talking about? What's the status? What is it?
Oh, he wants to know if it's going to be free or not.
That is they permanently banned status.
Are you talking about, Frankie? Did they ban the ability to like create certain wrestlers? Maybe is that what you're talking about?
Did they?
I'm not sure if that's what he's talking about. I honestly don't know. I'm just speculating at what I'm trying to.
Yeah. Hard
And
pause in ECW. Can't wait.
Mike D always recreates the WCW on Universe mode. I do the same thing, man. That's where our NWO Mayhem we run it as like the story is we bought up some of WWE and we're bringing back the WCW brand. So that's kind of how we always do it. It's pretty cool.
What did they block the creator? What's the status? No freaking way. So what's the status as a well-known community creation creator on WWE 2K Online?
Oh shit!
Yeah, so that wouldn't surprise me if God.
Wow, I didn't know that. And what did they ban him for?
That's freaking bummer, dude.
I wonder, did they ban him for what? Being too good?
Probably. Or so what he would do, he would take universe content, and if you downloaded it, like, okay, so the way the stupid My Faction, I hate My Faction. I hate it with a passion. They only have exclusive content tied to My Faction. You can't get it on Universe Mode or anywhere else in game. It's only tied to My Faction. Well, what he would do, he would take said content, put it on community creations, and that way people can download it and play in Universe Mode and whatever.
Oh,
so yeah,
that's a big no-no.
Yeah,
they gotta get their money, man. Frankie, they gotta get their money. The WWE's hurting right now, don't you know?
Yeah, I did not know that, Frankie. Thanks for bringing up that news. That sucks. That shouldn't have happened, I don't think, because here's my thing with the whole WWE games.
It's pay to win. It's paid content and pay for more
stupid.
content. I hate it. No, what happened to the days where we would buy a video game and get everything that was released with it,
and you had to work for it.
Yeah, this expansion pack stuff is just, I get it. Like when certain games get to a point, I get that, maybe you make them, people pay for more content, but I don't know.
We will talk about Universe Mode on the round table. Heck, if you keep it up, I'll make a round table Universe Mode on my 2K. We'll play.
I was just talking to Frankie about if he wanted help creating me or whatever in his universe.
No, if I do anything, I would recreate ECW because I'm a big ECW guy. No, I like WCW and I like the WWE, but I was a big ECW. I'm a big Paul Heyman guy. Always have.
Paul Heyman's a genius.
Let's see what happened. Just being free to play guy and actually, yeah, exactly. Nothing like. I think that's why a lot of people don't. WWE 2K24 is probably one of the best wrestling games there is, but still, the My Faction thing. If you're going to have content for that, you should have the content available for Universe Mode or free play mode or anything like that. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, they make people pay too much money.
Way too much, and it's way too confusing too. I tried it the other night, and I was like, "Yeah, forget this. I ain't doing that."
I don't even know what it is, but I don't really get to play. I get to play a little bit of video games, and it's been a long time since I played a wrestling video game because not many of them, the last couple, I have not been a fan of many of them. So, also, I don't like starting over. I'm not starting over every year. I'm not buying a WWE game every year and starting everything over again. I'm just not doing. That's never been my style of video game. When I get a Madden, I get it and then I hold it for 10 years because it better have a good franchise mode. That's what I'm looking for. One that has a good franchise or general manager mode or something like that.
Yeah. CZ, what's up, CZ? The Woodsers in the house. I was all right with My Faction in 23, but they upped the price on everything, and I hate it. Yeah. Yeah, it's stupid. Stupid. But back to ECW. So yeah, I can't wait for that. Get to create ECW in a few more weeks. So that's going to be great. I would earn points to unlock stuff, but yeah. That's what they have as a point system. So aside to Into the Barricade and the Power Rangers episode, what else do you got coming up, JD?
Well, we're after we do the Power Rangers one, we'll likely plan the Star Wars one. That was one you were invited to, and Crander Q and Jaina Pride. That might be like a repeat of the Power Rangers episode when we do the Star Wars episode.
Listen, I will pay you money if we don't get Crander Q on the show. I'm kidding, Crander. I'm kidding.
I mean, Star Wars. We might even need to do 2 episodes, maybe, but I've really been trying Mike D. Shout out Mike D. I've really been trying to hook up with Mike D for him to come on and talk a little basketball on Mayhem. We've been trying to expand into other sports and do other things, as you know. So I've been trying to get him on. He's a good basketball follower, so I wanted to get him on, but we have not been able to hook up or make that work yet because I'm everywhere right now. And then my sister show, the Boiling Point podcast, there's a lot going to be happening with that over the next couple of weeks. Actually, we're getting ready. The Boiling Point podcast is actually getting ready to break its first real story, like ourselves, like we're breaking the story.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I can't give any information about it, but we are sometime next month, by the end of next month or early June is when we hope to actually release it and break the story.
Nice. That's going to be great. I know you work. You're one of the hardest workers there is out there, so I appreciate you coming on again.
Yeah, I got a true grinder. Oh, and we got the website. Hopefully sometime this summer, at least by the end of the summer, Mayhem Media will have a website where we'll have everything centralized. All of our content will be centralized, and we'll hopefully get into written material as well. So we'll have written articles and stuff in addition to our video podcasts.
Right. So, oh wow, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to do like a little blog.
That's specifically so that Mayhem Media can get credentialed as press.
Yeah, so that would be really, really cool. I would love to see that.
That's the whole point of the website, is so that we can get credentialed as press at different places. That's the only reason, because with YouTube and Facebook and social media, you don't need a website these days to be but unfortunately it is a requirement. It is a requirement for a lot of places, venues, and events that you need to have a centralized place. And you need to have actually, the requirement is more written material than it is visual material. So we will have written material once we make the website so that we can get credentialed as press.
All right. That sounds good. I know me and you I'll go ahead and put it out in public. We're in talks, so I may be joining the Mayhem Media banner. We're still talking about it, folks. Calm down. But yeah, I love, even if I'm not under the banner, I love shouting out JD. Mayhem Media is great. Go check it out. Go check out Wrestling from the 313. Go check out Into the Barricade whenever they come out, which is part of Mayhem Media. Go check out, let's see, Card Subject to Change.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Card Subject to Change.
Go check out a good friend. Do I have to say his name again? I feel like when I say Crander's name, well, never mind. I already said it. If I say his name again, he'll pull up like Beetlejuice.
He's not Beetlejuice is what I was going to say there.
But go check out our friend Crander Q at Friends at the Squared Circle. Also, go check out our friends from the Final Count. Go check them out. And yeah, those are so far the ones who are doing the
Crander Q didn't he do make your background here on the
he
show?
Did not only this background. I'll go ahead and show this. I was gonna wait till the second episode of the No Cell roundtable, which is the logo he made here.
Nice.
But also go with this logo, we have a new background just specifically for that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's nice too.
Yes. So go
ahead.
So that's going to be how the No Cell roundtable is going to look like whenever we do the roundtable, which I think we're going to try to do once a month, hopefully.
And Credit Q, he doesn't like to get shout out for his visuals and stuff, but he did all the visuals, all the screens and stuff that we're gonna share on the Power Rangers episode were created by him. He also did all the screens on the Planet of the Apes episode that we did and the Star Trek episode that we did. He's great with visuals and stuff. So we're definitely gonna, definitely shout out Friends of the Squared Circle. Go follow him. Go check out his content as well. He's got great content.
Absolutely. Oh, looks like Joe Panther's in the house. Hello, Joe. How you doing, buddy?
Joe. The other Panther, Joe.
The other Joe. The Joe Show. We jokingly said that may be something we'll do. But we need to get Joe Panther the third on the round table when he's not busy. He's like you. He stays busy all the time. I think we lucked out on the first episode to have you on.
Yeah, no, I'm going to try and make sure I can come on the round table. I like that. I think it's a good idea, and it's a way for everybody, for all the podcasters who are on, to get their shows out, and for all of us to share our viewers and stuff. So I think it's a great idea, and I'm gonna participate whenever I can or whenever you want me to.
Yeah. So we'll probably aim for that. Actually, you know what? Let's get the calendar pulled up here. What shall we aim for? You know what? We'll talk about. I may release that in probably next day or so. We'll get in a group chat here, and we'll talk about that with the rest of everybody. Got that right, man. I'm always trying to get an episode done. I've done episodes pretty much all the way up to wow. Take you a break, Joe. Take you a break, buddy.
I don't have that kind of time.
I know the feeling. But JD, is there any other special announcements, or is there any other topics you'd like to discuss for tonight?
No, I think we have a good show. I mean, we're almost an hour in, and I know you like to keep them under that, so I think that's good. Yeah, just check out Into the Barricade this Saturday, and then Mayhem Media will have a new Mayhem-tainment episode this Sunday for the Power Rangers. Yep, there's Into the Barricade. Make sure you check that out. And then our Power Rangers episode will be this Sunday. Both will be at 9 Eastern. Both shows will be at 9 Eastern. Into the Barricade will be on Saturday. The Power Rangers episode will be on Sunday. Make sure you tune in. We will do lots of viewer interaction on the Power Rangers episode. I'm not sure how much viewer interaction they're planning on Into the Barricade yet, or if any yet, but definitely you want to tune in because they're both great. All three of these guys are great that are going to be on the show. And then the Power Rangers episode is going to feature some great guest stars as well. So you want a big Mayhem Media weekend, make sure you stay tuned in.
Yeah, this is going to make the money right here. I'm kidding. No,
hey, I don't recruit duds, Joe.
Yeah, that is true. Wait a minute. Why is Crander on?
Listen, if I can get Joe Monroe, Mike D, and Crander Q on this team with who I already got, that's it's just it'll be over.
We'll keep on discussing, brother. We'll keep on discussions.
We'll be buying other media companies within the year. No, just kidding. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I will never sell this show unless you're going to offer me $1 billion. Then we might talk. I'm kidding. But let's see what we got going on for this show. Tomorrow we will have the recap from the TCW UCW show that happened this past Saturday in Monticello, Kentucky, which, hey, a good friend of mine who was on the Podcasters Appreciation Month, Marcus Fine, was there. So it was good to catch up with him in person and take pictures with him and talk about what happened that night. It was a really good show. Then on the 26th, we have Calamity Jane coming on for Podcast Appreciation Month. The 27th, we have Angled Conversations. And then with our last episode, which will be the same day as the Power Rangers ones, but we're going to be doing it early, is going to be Shooting with Shane. So that would be the last episode for Podcasters Appreciation Month.
You've had a hell of a month too, Joe. I mean, you talk about me being busy all the time, but man, you've had a crazy month too, man, with your schedule.
I don't regret it. I don't.
Sure. Yeah, no, I'm sure, man. I mean,
and I may keep it up with the lives too because it's starting to become, well, for me. Let's see. How many Joes does it take to 3D a tag opponent?
Just one. Joe can 3D a tag opponent by himself.
I can do like a big double take. Just lift him up and quickly run around the table and give him the cutter. All right. I have ADHD. I can never take a break. LOL. My brain is always, I know how that is. Joe Panther. I know how it is, JP. I know how it is, man. But it's been great. I don't regret doing these live episodes. I'm honestly probably going to do more. I know next month, sometime to be announced, we're going to do another trivia night. If anybody, JD, if you guys want to participate in it, we may have some special guests on to ask some trivia questions there, and we'll give out prizes and stuff to celebrate reaching over 100 followers on YouTube. I know to a lot of people that's not much, but hey, it's a start. That shows we're growing. Get off my back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mayhem doesn't even have 100 followers on YouTube yet.
So if you all haven't, go like and subscribe to Mayhem Media. Go like and subscribe to every podcast that you can think of, because I tell you what, this is a network we have. Frankie,
there you go. You got another guest coming.
All right, Frankie. You sent me an email. I'll check out the email and we'll talk afterwards, and we'll try to strike something down, my friend. But
you gotta have listen, man. You're gonna need to have Mayhem Appreciation Month here soon, man. I'm just telling you. You're gonna have. That's what May's turning out to be. I mean, we're not in May yet, but I'll be happy to come on in May if you want. But I'm just saying, you're gonna have Connor Clarkson on an episode coming up. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have you'll have Frankie coming on. I have no doubt that Saul is eventually going to hit you up and want to come on an episode. So you just might need to do a Mayhem Appreciation Month.
I'll definitely have to do that. May have to do a Mayhem roundtable at the end or something. I don't know. That'd be
That's
great.
A lot of personality.
No, I thought our No Sell roundtable was a lot of personality between everybody.
when you put that many hosts together, but I think everybody had a good give and take.
Yeah, and we had a great time. That's honestly, I honestly just thought about it. I was like, yeah, let's do a round table, guys. You in it? Yeah, sure, let's do it. Sweet, let's go for it. And it was great. Oh man, Ryan Mosley, please grow your beard out, my friend. That's all I gotta say about that episode.
Yo, Mayhem is taking over, Mike D.
Yeah, Mayhem
Come and join us, Mike D. I'm making the pitch to him again, man. I'm making the pitch to him again. I want to put Mike D into the organizational chart of Mayhem Media. So that's why I'm trying to get Mike D on board.
You know what? You can have me for, well, I have to have 5,000 brown M&Ms or else I will not go on stage at all.
5,000 brown M&Ms. Crander Q, you heard the man.
Why are you making Crander do it?
I don't. It seems like something he would be good at. He's good at the screens, and it just seems like it's something he'd be good at.
Oh man, that makes me want to do a Wayne's World episode with you. But anyways, folks, this has been great. JD, thank you for coming back on. You're always more than welcome to come back on the Joe Monroe Show. Anybody else who's commented podcast wise, I know some of you have not been on the show yet. If anybody wants to come on the show, you guys are more than welcome. You have an open door because this show is taking off faster than a Ultimate Warrior match. So with that being said, I want to say thank you all for showing up tonight. Thank you, JD. This is probably way to be a needy. Oh, what the hell with you, James? I gotta have you back on too. We gotta talk about some deathmatch wrestling soon. I like deathmatch wrestling. But with the 10 episode deal, Frankie's negotiated.
Yeah,
10 episode deal for 4,000 Pop-Tarts. Oh God. That's tempting.
Just wait until we have some business. Just wait till we have some money rolling in, Frankie. When I plop down a stack of cash on your desk, you're gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm in."
I'm in. Quit my job right now. I'm kidding. No, I mean for tax purposes.
You don't need to quit your job. That's wrong. Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you have a day job, maybe at some point in time. Let's go. Let's think. One step at a time, Joe. One step at a time.
Exactly. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, and pro wrestling fans of all, thank you for tuning in. Stay safe, and always, 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 always Support professional wrestling. We are out.
You've been listening to the Joe Monroe Show with Joe Monroe. Don't forget to like and subscribe.